My Time at Evershine is the next tale in the popular My Time series, and it currently has an ongoing Kickstarter campaign. I've been an avid fan and supporter since My Time at Porsche development, and I'm super excited about the planned features announced so far. In this video, I'll be sharing the confirmed features for the Kickstarter stretch goals I'm most excited about, and how well they compare to the previous My Time titles, Porsche and Sandrock. So without further ado, first up is the special in-game Kickstarter t-shirt, where your character can wear this exclusive item as a reward from the campaign. I assume this should be available to everyone regardless of whether you backed it or not, similar to that of Sandrock's Kickstarter shirt, which was available early on in-game. It was definitely one of the go-to shirts if you don't like the default, so I'm hoping this time around it should be available early on. Porsche also had one, but at the time it was exclusive to backers. That said, the Kickstarter shirt is basically tradition now. Moving on, the flirting feature was introduced. While it's still being developed, this feature will allow players to flirt with NPCs. What makes it different from the options when you go on dates from Sandrock is that you can flirt without going on a date. The developers shared a quick clip, letting everyone know that the final version will have more dialogue options and animations to make it feel smoother and more interactive. And can I just say that Avery's blush is to die for? I do wonder what his attitude toward the new governor, us, the players, will be. Cold and distant but kind is just too stereotypical for me. So I hope there's more to him. Either way, I'm definitely looking forward to this feature. Next is the bathtub feature. Now, you and your favorite NPCs can take a break and relax in the tub after a day of adventuring. This is something I never thought I needed, but since the game is a life sim, why not go all the way, right? One thing I'm curious about is that you can gain buffs, so it makes me think of some form of bath salts, or bombs. I love the meal buffs in Sandrock, so maybe this can be another form of buff on top of meal buffs in Evershine. Something I definitely want would be furniture for the bathroom like a toilet, a sink, cabinets, and not just a bathtub. It would honestly be too weird for me. Up next is the player-voted romance interaction. Once the campaign ends, backers can submit and vote on ideas for new in-game interactions with NPCs. The winning idea will be added to the game. The developers have shared 3 samples, which are all so cute. I would vote for any of them honestly. As for me, I would love maybe an automatic snuggle, similar to hand-holding in Sandrock. Whenever you're idle with your loved one for some time, hand-holding transforms to snuggles. Something like that. But what about you? What interaction would you like to see? Let me know in the comments below. Moving on, the developers are letting backers vote on which character from My Time at Porsche or My Time at Sandrock will make a cameo in the new game. It's our chance to bring back a familiar face to the new settlement. Back in Sandrock, we had Mint, Gust, Ginger, and Gale from Porsche. And I was so happy seeing them in Sandrock models. If you're a fan, this is your chance to influence the game and reunite with an old friend from the previous titles. I would have loved Haru to come back from Sandrock, however he wasn't on the list the developers provided. I still hope we'll hear from him in Evershine, especially with a 3-year gap from Sandrock events. So in the meantime, maybe I'll just vote for Cooper. Or one of the Porsche characters who had a cameo in Sandrock, just so that they have 3 different character models for all 3 My Time games. Next is the swimming feature. The devs have shared a concept shot of what it would look like since there are no swimming in either Porsche or Sandrock. It still looks a bit weird to me, especially with your followers around you, but the developers are still working on it, so we'll have to wait a while longer for actual details. This is something I'm looking forward to though, that maybe we get to explore unique exotic areas out of reach from land. Also, water mount anyone? Or just maybe a vehicle? The developers mentioned things like stamina and camera controls to make the swimming experience feel smooth. So I'm hoping that maybe there will be more to swimming than just exploring the land. Moving on is the hot spring play or date feature. While I didn't really mind the hot springs in Porsche, I'm so glad that this time around the devs are aiming for a more fitting, fun experience. They have not finalized any parts of the minigame yet, but what are your thoughts? As for me, I like that you can get intimate in this feature, but more so if we can add personality depending on the character in the interactions. Then we have the photo poses. I had a blast taking photos in Sandrock, so the poses are something I'm really excited about. The developers initially mentioned adding 80 group photo poses for the 8 core characters, but since we've hit the additional core romanceable NPC, that number will go up to 90 poses. And that's pretty wild to me. I do hope that those poses are distinct from each other. Maybe some slight alterations that convey each character's personality. Similar to other backer-voted features, you can submit ideas for photo poses, and once the campaign ends, there will be a submission and voting phase to decide which poses make it into the game. Then we have the new special pet. The developers have shared sample interactions with a huge adorable dog, and it's just so cute. This is another backer-voted feature, so we can wait for the campaign to end to vote. But submission of ideas is underway. You can submit yours via the Reddit and Discord channels. Up next is the pajama set for our favorite core romance characters. You heard that right, no more characters sleeping in their outside clothes. Well, at least for the core romanceables. I do hope that everyone will get to have pajamas, not just the core romance characters, even just generic ones. The developers also mentioned intimate nighttime home interactions. Moving on to one of my favorites, the initially hidden goal. Logan will make a surprise visit to Evershine. So this means that we already have a confirmed cameo from Sandrock. A quick backstory, Logan, along with characters like Andy, Elsie, and Dr. Fang, are all part of this group that helps protect people across the Free Cities. It's quite an exciting development for the My Time universe, and hopefully we'll get to see this group in action in the new game. If not, well, the builder from Sandrock has at least been confirmed that they will join Logan for a story quest. The best part is that you can customize the builder's appearance and relationship with Logan. So if you're married to him in your Sandrock playthrough, then you can make this as an extended endgame content of sorts. Up next is my most requested since Portia, the height slider feature. Is it just me feeling awkward about how some of the characters have to kneel down for a kiss? This time around, we can now make our characters taller or shorter, which definitely adds more personalization to the game. As I mentioned earlier, another core romanceable NPC will be added. We get to vote on who this character will be, so you can already start rallying support for your favorite character. I covered each of the characters and their backstories in a separate video, and I'll share the link below. I would probably vote for Steph because I'm already invested in his backstory from Sandrock. And maybe Kang since he might have a connection with the builder from Sandrock since they're both from Highwind. As for the ladies, maybe Barika, but really all the female candidates sound awesome. On top of these confirmed features is the body customization, where you can adjust your character size and specific features. We've not yet reached this stretch goal. However, if you're interested in making this happen, consider sharing the word for those who are considering to back the game. A major change is the city building features. However, we don't have much details to go on. But in a recent post, the developers mentioned that unlike Portia or Sandrock, where buildings were already set, Evershine gives you full control over where to place things like houses and factories. Want a factory next to the mine for quick access? Or maybe a neighbor's house right beside yours? You can do that. It's your call. You still get to customize your own house and yard, just like in previous games. But now you can design everything, down to the walls, doors, and roof. But don't worry about messing up the plot. Things like restaurants will be designed so that key events and conversations can still happen, no matter how you customize them. I would love to have presets. While I enjoy decorating my space as much as the next girl, sometimes I just want a ready-made building in some of my gameplays. Especially since I have a tendency to create multiple gameplays. There are a lot of features in Evershine. Some new, some familiar. But either way, there's still a lot of details not yet shared and questions not yet answered. Hopefully some will be addressed in the upcoming AMA, Ask Me Anything, event of Evershine, so stay tuned. And if you want to be in the loop for the latest My Time at Evershine updates, subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out. All these milestones were unlocked thanks to the incredible support of the community. And there's still more to come as development moves forward. Oh, and if you haven't seen it already, we cover My Time at Sandrock and shared some beginner and romance tips on the channel. So if you're looking for more My Time series content, check this out. See you there, and stay awesome, gamers!